What we're going to do, folks, is we're going to share some information that may be, well, transformative. We're going to examine that with all the technologies, advancements that we've had, and all the heightened awareness of eating better and exercising more. I ask you, are we getting healthier as a people, or are we going the other way? Well, we're going to examine that and tell the toxic truth today, but we're not just going to point out challenges. We're going to introduce to you today real solutions. As a matter of fact, we're going to reveal to you the evolution of a solution for the pollution that's plaguing us all. I'm also going to just give you a snapshot of how this all started and the details of it and how you can position yourself to really benefit from this. Maybe you or a loved one. And then I'm going to invite some people who have heard the same information that you're hearing today, and they're going to share with you their real life experiences. And then, folks, in the process of telling this story and sharing this information, I'm going to share a couple of videos that are 2 to 3 minutes long. They're not long, but they have a lot of information packed in there. So, the first thing I want to do is step back for a second, and I'd like to really examine what's going on with our health today, folks. It just seems to me like, well, if you have a health issue and you go to your doctor, they say, well, if you have this, take that. Or if you have that, take this. But my question is simple. Do you think they're really trying to help you have a full recovery where you never have to come back and see them ever again? Or are they just treating symptoms? Well, only you know the answer, but we're going to dive into some information. First, we want to tell the toxic truth. I want you to pay very close attention to the video that I'm about to share, and then we'll present the solution that can benefit you and benefit your loved ones. Watch this, if you would, please.
Do you know that the United States ranks 49th in average life expectancy in the world? Do you know that 75% of Americans have chronic disease? And only 50 years ago, it was 1%. 50% of Americans are diabetic or pre diabetic, and 1 out of every 3 children are diabetic or pre diabetic. Do you have any idea how many thousands of chemicals are allowed in our food and our products that have never been tested? They're in our children's cereals and candies and practically every product that we put in our bodies or put on our skin. But I still haven't heard of anybody talking about cleaning up the nano and microplastics in our food and our skincare products. They're in everything from our mustard and ketchup and mayonnaise to meat and vegetables that are grown in our stressed out soils. They all contain microplastics, and they're in huge amounts in our bottled water and nearly everything we drink. Microplastics are even being found in the placentas of our babies. I've been involved in natural health and energy medicine for more than 50 years. Only 5 years ago, I found an answer that has restored my health and the health of my precious family. I call it microcirculation nutrition. It's all about feeding our blood with the highest form of 100% plant molecular nutrition, nothing artificial or synthetic. So, what happens when this revolutionary microcirculation nutrition enters our body? Our microcirculation relaxes, it opens up, it dilates, it accepts it, it welcomes it, so it can nourish our bodies to a whole new level. This is the answer that we've been praying for. This is the answer that you've been looking for you and your family's health.
I remember the very first time I saw that information, folks. It was absolutely staggering. But I had an idea what they were talking about. I hadn't heard the term microcirculation nutrition before, but I did know that plastic is everywhere. I mean, everywhere. When they wrap your meat in the grocery store, what is it wrapped in? When you get a beverage from the store, and it comes in a bottle. What's the bottle made of? When you are driving in your car and the air conditioning or heat's running, what is it blowing through? We all know the answer to that is plastic. You get a to-go container from a restaurant. What do they package it in? Plastics are everywhere. So, folks, you may want to think, what is the solution? Well, let me share with you exactly what the solution is. And this may be a new topic for some, but let me tell you, folks, it's
Blessings
and that's been around
for the house.
quite some time. And what I'm referring to quite simply is quantum wellness. Let me make sure you understand deeply what that means. You see, quantum wellness is a holistic approach that focuses on achieving balance at the cellular level, promoting energy flow and optimizing bodily functions. It uses cutting edge advancements to support and enhance the body's natural healing processes by addressing the root cause. That's very important. Addressing the root cause of health issues, quantum wellness aims to restore harmony and vitality, leading to improved physical, mental, and emotional health. When integrated into daily routines, the body may experience accelerated healing, improved vitality, and a more balanced state of being. Isn't this something that we all want? Don't each of us want the body to naturally heal itself? And if we have an issue, don't we want to get to the root cause of what it is and restore harmony and vitality and have improved physical and mental and emotional health? Doesn't every single one of us want to experience accelerated healing when we have an issue? You see, what we're sharing with you right now, folks, it's not new. It's been around for more than 53 years. We're quite simply sharing with you health secrets of the super elite that are finally being revealed. When I say the super elite, folks, I'm talking about the royal families, dignitaries, rich and famous actors and athletes, billionaires have known about what we're sharing with you right now, and it was not even available for everyday people like you and I. But I'm happy to say it, I'm shouting from the mountaintop. What was once reserved only for the super elite, we are happy to tell people everywhere that is now accessible to you. Folks, I want to spend a little bit of time and talk about your blood. Did you know that every 4 months, your red blood cells die and your body replaces with brand new red blood cells, but they're carbon copies of the blood cells that were already there. So if you're 50 years old, every 4 months, your body's producing brand new 50-year-old red blood cells. Well, the challenge with that is simple. By the time we're 30 years old, only half of our body's stem cells are active. By the time we're 50, very few of those stem cells are active. And stem cells, folks, quite simply, are our repair cells. What we're sharing with you on this short but important broadcast is how every 4 months your body can produce younger red blood cells with more of your body's natural stem cells, which are repair cells. Folks, what we're sharing with you right now is how you can reverse your biological age from the inside. But let me do this. Let me just stop for a moment. And I want to just share with you the backstory how all this came to be. You see, about 100 years ago, right after the Spanish flu killed 50 to 100 million people worldwide, that's when the royal families got together with the European government and they commissioned the top scientists in the world. And they gave them one task to find the root cause of illness and disease as we know it, along with the effects of aging on the human body. But they could only use plants, nothing but plants. Folks, they scoured the earth to find 44 of the healthiest plants on earth, and it did something no one else has been able to do. They got inside of the molecular structure of each of these powerful healing plants to locate, isolate, and extract the healthiest healing molecules from the healthiest plants on earth, and they put it into this spray. But I want to back up for a minute. I want you to understand that this process of extracting the healthiest healing molecules from the healthiest plants on earth, folks, it took 30 years to do that, to find the right combination of the right plants with the highest frequency and the right molecules and to put it all together. Folks, let me just share with you when you take this plants this spray and you spray it under your tongue, it gets into the bloodstream faster than an IV, opening up those clogged micro vessels to nourish, to enrich, to fortify the blood. Folks, it helps nutrients and oxygen get to areas that was not previously accessible. It opens up the pipes and lets everything flow. I want you to think about this right now. Imagine how old you are right now in age. What if you were driving your vehicle that many years and never changed the oil? What would happen to the engine? What we're presenting to you now is how to enrich, fortify, nourish the blood to allow that same process to happen. And it happens over a 4-month period. Folks, let me ask you this. I want to share with you a short video that gives you a little insight into the Nobel Prizes, too, that were earned along the way and the reversal of the biological age and many different aspects. This, what we're sharing with you now, is absolutely powerful. It has been denied from our people for so long, but not anymore. Please pay close attention to this.
Our story begins in the aftermath of World War I, when the Spanish flu pandemic claimed 50 million lives. Desperate for answers, royal families turned to top scientists to uncover the root cause of illness and the effects of aging, using only the power of plants. For decades, this team of brilliant minds studied and isolated the highest frequency molecules from 44 of the most powerful healing plants on Earth. After 30 years of meticulous research, they achieved something miraculous. This breakthrough laid the foundation for discoveries that would later win Nobel Prizes in the 1950s, recognizing the vital role of nutrition and oxygen in the body. The evolution continues. In 1973, a special team of European scientists took this research even further. They documented and perfected a process to extract the most nutritious parts of each plant, refining it from over 150 million possible combinations. This led to the creation of iHercules, the most advanced breakthrough in nutrition available to this point in history. iHercules is built on a precise blend of plant nutrients delivered directly to the bloodstream, bypassing common absorption issues. These formulas not only supports the body's internal systems, but also presents a new frontier in reverse biological aging. The story of this extraordinary super nutrition technology spread quietly among the elite and privileged. Known as straight from God's garden, iHercules was trusted by adults, babies, pets, and animals alike. It was a safe, potent solution that enriched the blood, enhanced microcirculation, and targeted zombie cells, helping raise the frequencies of the body's immune system. As the elite experienced life-changing results, a visionary businessman saw an opportunity. His mission was clear: to bring this once exclusive technology to everyday people at affordable prices. The evolution continues. This visionary imagined a world where anyone could benefit from these technologies: iHercules, iRevive, and iHercules high-frequency eye patches, without needing to visit clinics or doctors. He dreamed of making these advanced formulas accessible, affordable, and available right at people's doorsteps. He connected with prestigious partners who could help his vision become a reality, and something new was born. These once secret formulas, now simply known as X, combined with the process to extract the high-frequency healing molecules, they put it all together and new Extracts was born. The evolution continues. Today, New Extracts champions 3 extraordinary products, each transforming the health and well-being of families worldwide.
All of these recoveries and restorations and complete turnarounds have come from 3 products, folks. That's right, just 3. One that works on the inside, one that works on the outside, and one that aligns your body with the proper frequency to allow the body to do what it was meant to do, which is to restore itself. Let me give you a quick snapshot of each of these. The first one I want to share with you is called iHercules. This is our flagship product, folks. It's stem cell therapy, super nutrition technology that's happening on the inside of your body. Look at this. You can literally reverse your biological age. Just imagine if you were 10, 20, 30 years younger on the inside than your natural chronological age. Folks, there are no side effects. You cannot be allergic to it. And it works with every single medication out there because what we're presenting to you is nutrition. It is super nutrition technology, folks. This is food, and it's affordable for every single community at only $87 with a subscription. So you have the iHercules working on the inside, and you have the iRevive cream working on the outside. This cream right here was created for third-degree burn victims because it regrows skin. I want you to think right now, what do you know that has the power to regrow skin? Look here. You see where it says skin rejuvenation through stem cell therapy from the outside in? You see, folks, you take this cream and you rub it directly where you have an issue on your skin. It penetrates the layers of the skin, stimulating the blood flow, stem cell therapy from the outside in. So, of course, it's great for things like fine lines, wrinkles, razor bumps, bug bites, acne, scars, scrapes, lacerations, burns, dark spots, skin related things. But don't forget, this is stem cell therapy. Ladies are rubbing this on their belly buttons to um, regulate their cycles and to get relief from hot flashes from menopause. But don't be confused. This right here is so pure, you can put it on a cracker and eat it. Now, I want you to ask you, what skin cream do you know that they recommend that you eat? See, the reason it's so pure, folks, and you can eat it, because once you do, it becomes a powerful probiotic, helping with throat issues, esophagus issues, stomach issues, digestive issues, colon issues. This is really powerful, absolutely powerful. So you have the iHercules working on the inside, and you have the iRevive working on the outside. Well, you might think, well, the inside's covered, the outside's covered. What else is there? Well, I want you to think about this. Everything is energy, and energy vibrates. And it vibrates on a certain frequency. Everything has a frequency, folks. Your brain has a frequency. Your heart has a frequency. Your liver, your lungs, your kidneys, everything has a frequency. But we know about frequencies, don't we? I mean, we change the radio station in our vehicles, right? We do realize that we're not changing the actual station. We're changing the frequency. Have you ever heard a radio broadcast that wasn't on the station all the way properly and you had to adjust it? What did you hear in the broadcast that let you know it wasn't on there? Have you ever just turned the radio dial from one end all the way to the other one, hitting every station along the way? What do you hear in between the stations? That's right, static. What if some people are living their lives in a certain area of static as it relates to a certain issue? What if they could just adjust that frequency and all of a sudden, loud and clear, they find relief from their pain and inflammation, the stress and anxiety? Imagine hitting your weight loss goals, adjusting the frequency and impacting your metabolism, your appetite, your energy, your joint pain, your allergy relief, even the quality of sleep that you have, mental clarity, male vitality. Hey, I'm wearing that one right now. Hello. Female vitality. My wife is wearing that one, and we don't even understand the electronic microwaves that come off our phones that we put to our heads and our 5G towers and the Wi-Fi. We even have relief from that. Folks, what I'm describing for you are these bioenergetic discs, frequency discs, patches that you apply to the left side of your body above your waist, allowing your body to align with the frequency to help get rid of some of those plastic particles, address any sort of cravings or addictions you may have, or even empowerment, getting rid of things like procrastination, laziness, detox, and cleanse thyroid. You get the idea. And folks, let me just tell you, The iRevive cream starts at only $55 with a subscription. The frequency disc for a full 30-day supply. It's only $89. So everything I'm telling you about, it's affordable. And they've even put them into 2 value packs to give you more bang for your buck. The first one is for $359, the basic pack. It gives you enough to get started. But if you want to experience that 4-month upgrade that we talked about, that leads to that accelerated situation we were talking about, if you want to position yourself for maximum benefit, we highly recommend the most popular package that everyone buys, and that's the Premium 2X package for only $698. It gives you enough of the product to experience that upgrade. But let me just ask you a few questions. Be honest with me. Do you think it makes sense to clean your blood, to get inside, to nourish and fortify, enrich the blood, allow the body to do what it's meant to do? Do you think it makes sense that by doing this consistently, spraying 3 times a day, morning, midday, and evening, 4 pumps, keeping it in your bloodstream, keeping your pipes open, by doing that consistently, you can experience measurable results that you can see in your blood work? Supplements don't do that. Vitamins don't do that. No, no, no. See, the body doesn't understand what they are. The body was built to understand food and nutrition. That's what we have here. You think it makes sense you don't have to go to a doctor, a clinic, or a pharmacist to get it? It comes to you. Do you think it makes sense that it's affordable for all communities and that you too can experience what the super elite have been experiencing for more than a half century? And you no longer have to keep it a secret. You know, they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Here's that young lady, Cara, that we talked about. This is her 5 years ago in her wheelchair. This is her now walking. I mean, look at the quality of her skin. That's then. This is now. This is 5 years difference, folks. Look at that. I mean, you can see it. What causes that? Could it be keeping your pipes open, spraying 3 times a day, allowing your body to naturally do what God designed it to do? Could it be applying iRevive morning and evening, replacing your toner and your exfoliant and your sunscreen? All of that is in one product, feeding your skin. Could it be addressing any issue she had that was causing static in her health by utilizing these bioenergetic discs? Could it be that? Well, here's where I want to just talk to you for a minute, folks. I mean, let's just discuss this. I want to ask you a question, and I'd like you to give it some thought. But I want you to think about the answer to yourself. You know what this is? This is an apple. Do you think an apple today has the same nutritional value that an apple did 50 years ago? I mean, do you? Well, let me ask it this way. Do you think an apple today has the same nutritional value as one apple did in 1975? If you were to Google, how many apples does it take to equal the nutritional value of one apple 50 years ago? Do you know what the answer would be? The answer would be 32 apples. I Googled it. 32 apples to do that. Well, this is only 26 apples, not even 32. Can you imagine eating all of this today to equal the same nutrition as one apple? Why is that? More importantly, what can we do to power up our nutrition? What can we do to adjust that? Well, I'd like you to take a close look at this.
Once upon a time, a single apple could nourish your body with what it needed. Remember the saying, an apple a day keeps the doctor away? Today, it can take more than 30 apples to equal the nutrition of just one from years ago. 30 apples a day? Who has the time or the stomach for that? Our food looks the same, but it's change. The soil, the air, and even the way we grow and store our food have left it with less life force than ever before. But now, there's a way to power up what you already love. Your coffee, smoothie, meals, even your desserts. Just a few sprays and your meal is infused with high-frequency nutrition that helps your body replenish, align, boost, and absorb nutrition more effectively. It's the bridge between what food used to give us and what our bodies still crave. This isn't about replacing what we eat. It's about restoring its potential. Today, our food fills us, but imagine if it could fuel us. It's time to power up. What once came from rich earth and vibrant plants has lost much of its natural life force, but we can bring it back. the way it should be. A simple, powerful nutrition addition made from special parts of plant foods may help your body absorb more, energize more, and thrive more. A powerful, condensed nutritional concentrate. Enhance your diet. Power up what you already love. Imagine your morning coffee, your lunchtime smoothie, or even your favorite treat infused with life-enhancing molecules. Power up your food. Activate nature's potential. Restore vitality, balance, and renewal to what you consume every day. Let's power up our plates, our routines, and our lives. Every meal can mean more nourishment. Every drink can mean transformation. The right support makes all the difference. So yes, an apple a day can still keep the doctor away. Power up what you consume. Power up your health. Power up your life. Power up.
I'd like for each of you to pay close attention to your screen. They're going to show you the 44 plants that grow straight out of God's garden, that the molecular structure, the molecules are inside of this spray. These are the plant molecules, folks, that are in that powerful spray. All of them grow out of God's garden. Now, I want to just do this, folks. I want you just to share with you, if I could. That kind of wraps up our overview about the product itself. But I want to share some real life experience, some real people that have heard the information just like you, and hear them share their real life experience. This won't take long, but I think it's important to understand what this has done for people already. Everybody I'm going to introduce you to, I personally know. The very first lady I'm going to share with you, her name is Ash. I saw a picture of her in a hospital bed hooked up with all kind of tubes. And folks, you'll hear from her. When I first heard about this, I knew we had real solutions for real people that have real issues. First thing I wanted to do was to share this with the kingdom of God, with God's people. So I called Apostle Washington, a spiritual leader. You're going to hear from her as well. And then she referred this to her nephew. He's going to talk about what it did for his dad, and so on and so on. And then we'll come back and visit right after that. But I'd like you to watch this.
I spray because healing shouldn't be a hard pill to swallow.
These 44 plant molecules defeated my chronic fatigue, rocketing me from drained to unstoppable in a single shot.
I suffered with debilitating autonomic nervous system dysfunction. I had elevated blood pressure, a pulse that would exceed 160 beats a minute, and I couldn't maintain my core body temperature. It was not living. My body was failing me. In my darkest hour, I reached out to God and asked him for an answer, and he answered me. And I got involved with this nutritional spray and starts to allow the body to recover itself. I've been doing this 8 months, and I no longer have any of the aforementioned symptoms at all. I am healthy again. I am so grateful. I have my life back. I'm free.
You know, I was having problems with high blood pressure. I never had problems with high blood pressure before, but when I got sick in the hospital and had emergency surgery after that, they put me on high blood pressure meds. And I had been trying for years, trying my best to get off of high blood pressure meds. It had started doing everything to my body. It had started me having headaches, and my legs and feet was swelling up. My hands was swelling up. I was having migraine headaches. My hair was falling out. My heart started beating and fluttering even more. And so I was praying for something to get off of the high blood pressure meds. And thank God for you. You brought Hercules to me, and I started spraying. My doctor, my primary doctor, had given me to a kidney specialist, and I started going to the kidney specialist. But I started spraying Hercules in my mouth, sometimes 4, 5, 6 times a day. I had it in the car, I had it in the bathroom, I had it in the bedroom, and I was just spraying away. When I went to my kidney doctor, she said the first thing she wanted to do with me was, most people know, is take your blood. So she took my blood and she said, I'm going to call you back in a week or so, and we're going to have a phone consultation, and I'll let you know what we're going to do. So when I went to her, took the blood and everything. 2 weeks later, she called me back and discussing what was in my blood and discussing my blood. She said, your blood work looks great. I had been taking iHercules for 4 weeks before I went to the kidney doctor. She said, your blood work is looking great. Take your high blood pressure medicine and throw it in the garbage can. Now, doctors don't tell you to take your meds and throw it in the garbage can. She told me to take my meds and throw it in the garbage can. It has been, my blood pressure has been regulated because I've been on iHercules from 127 to 130 over 79 and 80. Sometimes it goes down to 69, that lower scale. But my blood pressure with blood pressure meds always was running 187 to 190 over 90. So I thank God for the product. I thank God for using the product. I thank God for the answer on my prayers is to getting my blood pressure regulated. Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, so my aunt Diane had introduced me to the product. Um, and at first, skepticism sets in, and you thinking like, ah, this can't be good. It's not. It's too good to be true. But after seeing her results, I started thinking about my father because my father has Parkinson's and he has dementia. And I remember about 4 weeks ago, I had went to my father's house and he was declining. Like he couldn't talk. Like, if he did talk, you can tell that he's thinking about what he's trying to say and his tongue would go crazy, but he doesn't say anything. It's like, you really couldn't hear him. And what really broke my heart was that same week he couldn't walk down the stairs. Like he couldn't walk down the stairs. He had arthritis in his knee. He couldn't get in the car by himself. He couldn't get up. It was just like really bad. I remember coming home and telling my wife and just breaking down because I'm just seeing my dad deteriorate. And so I remember calling my aunt Diane and she said, we need to get him on the spray ASAP. And I said, I agree. So we ordered it. And when he got it, we started using it. And, it took about, honestly, it took about 3 weeks to see, some results. And actually last week, which would be the third week, I remember opening the car door for my dad and he got in. He normally we have to take his leg and put it in the car for him. He got in perfectly. And I closed the door and I'm like, okay. I was like, that's good, right? And so so Saturday night, this past Saturday, my mom had texted me and she said, I'm starting to see improvement with your father. So Sunday, which was yesterday, I called her in the morning and I said, Mom, what improvement have you seen? And she said, you just got to come over here and see it for yourself. And so I went over there and when I got to the house, my mom was downstairs and I said, where's Dad? He said, upstairs, he's still in the bed. I got to get him up. And I said, okay. So about 5 minutes later, I hear feet hit the ground. Now, mind you, we had to get him out the bed. Now he's getting up out the bed by himself and he was walking to the bathroom. And my mom looked at me and she said, I know, I asked her, I said, he's getting out the bed? And she said, yeah, he's been doing it lately. And so she went upstairs to help him kind of, put some clothes on or what have you. And he's standing at the top of the stairwell and he said to me, what you giving me is a miracle. That came out his mouth. Now, mind you, before he's upstairs, I'm at the bottom, and he said that I can hear him clearly. What you giving me is a miracle. I said, Pops, I said, what you talking about? Because I wanted to see if he can make the connection. He said, that spray. And I said, yeah. I said, well, you got to keep doing it. So I went back to the kitchen. My mom came downstairs. Now, mind you, before he was taking the spray, he could not go down the stairs by himself. And this is what hurt my heart because, he had to come down the stairs like a little kid. You know how you sit on a stair step and you slide down one step at a time on your butt? That's how he was coming down the stairs. And we had to help him because he couldn't move his leg because he had arthritis. And so yesterday he came down the stairs like he was like not running down the stairs, but like he was like a nice pace. Like I heard like, you know what I mean? And he came down. I said, Pops, I said, you run down the stairs like you in your 50s, early 50s. He said, man, if I was in my 50s, I'll be jumping down the stairs. So his conversation was different. You know, he was laughing yesterday, smiling. Like I said, he can get in and out of the car. And it's been 3 weeks. I mean, well, today will be the fourth week. This is the fourth week. And we're already seeing improvements. And mind you, my mom in the beginning, she was skeptical. You know, she didn't want to buy it. And I said, look, we got two choices. We can not do nothing, and you can continue struggling, lifting him out the bed, lifting him out the seat, and putting him in the car, or do something. Now she told me this morning, she said, this stuff is amazing. And she's sold. She said, I got to get some because she's a diabetic. So she's like, I got to get some myself. So it's almost like it is a miracle because, like I said, before getting on this stuff, he was declining. Like he was sitting in a chair like a mushroom and you could not hear him talk. Now he, you know, and here's the thing. He has a long way to go. I'm not going to say he's 100%. No. But can we see a major difference? Absolutely.
I was diagnosed with diabetic retinopathy over 5 years ago. And diabetic retinopathy is a disease of the eye. It's activity behind the eyes. You have fluid behind your eyes. The arteries are not getting what they're supposed to get. And so you have to get these injections. So every quarter I go get injected in my eye, and either an injection or laser surgery. So today I went dreading what was getting ready to take place, and the doctor does a pre-screening before the injection, and he said he had a baffled look on his face, and he looked at me and he said, I got good news for you. He said, there's no fluid behind your eye. You won't be needing that injection. And that it just baffled me. It's just plain and simple as that. And the only thing I've done differently was use the Eye Hercules, which I have here. I keep it close at hand. And I use the Eye Revive cream on my eyes. I heard Care saying something about putting it on your eyelids and that it would work on the inside as well as the outside. And, you know, the story's short but sweet. And those are the results. And so it was an afterthought, but the next time I go back, I'm going to get the doctor in on that testimony because he was truly baffled. I didn't let him know what I was doing, but we were both pleased with the outcome.
I was completely paralyzed in 1989 from the waist down. I eventually started learning how to walk again and had some circulation return. I was ended up left with total foot drop, and my right leg was completely atrophied. I looked like a skeleton. I had to wear a leg brace all the way up until about a year ago. And I just, my feet were always cold. My leg, I had to artificially heat it up. I limped pretty severely. And I want to tell you the truth is, I had spinal cord damage that did all of that to me, that damaged different muscles and left me that way for the last 34, 35 years. The Eye Hercules has completely returned the muscles in my ankle. I actually walk more like a normal person now. My foot drop is completely gone. I'm out there buying normal shoes, pretty girl lady shoes that you can wear a dress with. I had to always wear special shoes with the support or stick my leg brace in it. I had to have something that held my foot up, and I still like clomped along with that right side that was so damaged. The circulation started coming back last summer, and I didn't know what was happening, but my leg swelled up and my foot swelled up. As the blood flow returned to that area, which I didn't understand what was happening, I just knew my leg and foot was swelling. I couldn't get my leg brace into my shoes anymore because my foot was so big. I went to a doctor. They talked about if it didn't go away, go see a vein doctor. But it went away. Only had that swelling for about 2 months. Meanwhile, my ankle was starting to get strong and hold my foot up instead of it just flopping like a flipper. I actually walk so well. I am regaining more, building muscle. My back never, was still numb in places, my hip, but all that's returning and I'm building muscle. So when you're talking about circulation, oh my gosh. But who would have thought that I Hercules would be able to do that and change my life?
Folks, this is a buddy of mine named Jerry. He's got a serious issue with his skin. This is him after the 4-month blood upgrade. These are the 44 supplements, which the body doesn't understand. He was taking every single day. And now this is the nutritional spray that has helped him more than anything. From this to this. You know what we're doing here, folks? We're playing healthy defense. We're defending against the stuff we don't even know what's in the food we're eating, the air we're breathing, and what we're drinking, or even poor lifestyle choices. We're playing healthy defense against maybe a diagnosis for you or a loved one that you really care about. Or maybe you're like the buddy of mine that told me about this who has no health issues at all, but he was taking this product for 2 years before he told me about it. Maybe an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Or maybe you're like me and you've seen all those television commercials with all the side effects. Have you seen that? I even saw some of those during the Super Bowl. You know how expensive those commercials are during the Super Bowl? This company doesn't advertise on radio, television, or billboards. No, they advertise with what you and I do every single day. Like one buddy telling his other buddy, man, I love your shoes. Where'd you get those shoes? Or one girlfriend saying to another girlfriend, girl, I love your hair. Who does your hair? See, we would all tell somebody if they asked us that. Or, have you seen a good movie lately? Or you know any good places to eat? We do it every single day. Maybe you care enough to share with somebody, but we've done the overview. I've talked about the products. I even shared some testimonies. But if you want to know how you can earn your money back before your product even arrives, I want to share with you. Thank goodness they have a powerful affiliate program. If you care and wouldn't mind sharing, just imagine right now if you would invite some people to see this broadcast. How hard is the person that invited you here working right now? I'm going to take less than 5 minutes, and give you a snapshot of this affiliate program if you care enough to share. I do want to point out that it pays infinite levels deep. It never ever stops paying. So even if you're not paying attention, if you're on vacation, if you're at work, at home, at church, at play, doing whatever you're doing, it still pays. It's designed to put money in your pocket fast. We're talking over $2,500 in the first day or two, the first week or two. By the way, folks, there's no volume requirement necessary, none, to reach the top position as an executive. And it never ever flushes. Your hard work or what you did on the first day of the month, it doesn't vanish. It doesn't go away. You never lose your points, your credibility, none of that. It just builds and builds and builds. I do want to take a moment and underscore the importance of coming in at that premium 2X package, folks, giving you the ability to maximize your outcome. Yes, we do have a powerful customer program. Just imagine if you were earning over $100 every month from every customer you had in over 38 countries around the world. But let me tell you how just referring one can make a difference. Refer one affiliate on your right, one on the left, and one subscriber on each side, folks, and you've just got your first promotion. I'm going to give you an example of how this works, a snapshot of how this whole thing works, not projecting any income, not enticing anything, just giving you the facts of how this works. Our Premium 2X package is the most popular package. Over 91% of the people come aboard that package for a reason. If you just refer one to the right, one to the left, and have a couple subscribers, which you can do yourself, you've just got your first promotion. Refer one more, a total of 3 that you've referred, and you've made your money back just like that. Folks, I take a lot of pride in helping people get their money back before the product even arrives. You know why? This is not just about making your money back, but that's the first step. Just imagine how good it would feel if you had the products for a 4-month blood upgrade and you had your money in your purse or money in your bank account. How do you make over $1,000? It's simple. Refer 2 more. It's that simple. Imagine those 2 more were on this broadcast right now. What if 3 more heard it and you had $2,720 in your first couple of days, maybe your first couple of weeks? That's unheard of in a product company that I've ever experienced. That's only having 4 on each side. 4 and 4 is 8, and 8 is great. Well, let me just tell you, once you do that, you will be calling national. And once you bring on a couple more people who have done the same thing in 30 days, folks, you're at $6,740 in 4 to 6 weeks. Could that help you? Could that help your ministry? Could that help your business? I want to tell you about Mike. Mike, I'm giving to you as an example. Mike did what we just talked about. Here's Mike. He referred 4 on this side and 4 on that side, what we just talked about. Imagine if these 4 on each side just referred 2, and next month they all referred 2, and the month after that they all referred 2. In 9 weeks, Mike will be up to $12,000 in income. And besides Mike, nobody else has referred any more than 2. Well, now I want to just share with you how simple it is to climb the ranks and have multiple streams of income on top of income on top of income that pays forever deep. Refer 1 on each side. I just told you about that. You're at district. To get another stream of income, refer 3 more. You're at regional. 4 on each side is national. Every single one of these pays infinite levels deep, but it doesn't stop there. This company wants to give you an extra $2,500 bonus for hitting gold. What is gold? Well, folks, it's simple. In 90 days, you achieve gold, they're going to break you off $2,500. Gold is simple. That's when you have 5 people that you personally have referred that have 4 on each side. When you personally refer 10 people that have 4 on each side, you're platinum. 12 people have 4 on each side, you're gold. 2 of them are gold. And you get a matching bonus on each of these. Folks, what I'm sharing with you, I've never, ever seen anything like that. You're even earning $31 forever deep, $87 forever deep, $119 forever deep, just when people are buying the products on our Smart Ship program. Folks, I do want to take a moment and share this with you. When you come aboard that basic pack, you get 1 earning center that pays up to $10,000 a week. That's fantastic. But watch very carefully. Watch this. Watch this. When you come aboard the Premium 2X package, the most popular value pack we have, you get 3 earning centers. 1, 2, 3. Each of them pays up to $10,000 a week, up to $10,000 a week, up to $10,000 a week. Then they give you another one, up to 10,000 and another, 10, another. Infinite levels, infinite earning centers, each paying up to $10,000 a week if you come aboard at the Premium 2X package. Well, I would wrap up, but I'm going to take 60 seconds and tell you about our ambassador program. It's a rewards program. Yes, it has a benchmark of volume, folks, but let me tell you what you stand to gain. $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 cash bonus on top of the entire affiliate program I just told you about. This Super Bowl style ring when you're a gold ambassador, this Rolex watch, a $30,000 Rolex watch, you go pick out whichever one you want. And there even goes choose any Bentley you'd like to drive. They're going to pay for it. You got to do the driving. Oh, don't worry. You already got the watch, you already got the ring, and you already got $80,000 in lump sum cash. I want to pause for a second and talk to you for just a minute. Maybe this message, this broadcast meant something to you, or maybe a loved one you have in mind, but let me just say this. If what we talked about just now makes sense to you and you like it, I want you to text the person that invited you here, send them the thumbs up. Let them know that you like what you heard and that you're ready. It's been my extreme pleasure sharing this very powerful information with you, and I just trust that each and every one of you would have a heart to care and share. As a matter of fact, if you're new to this broadcast, Call the person that invited you. Thank them for just thinking of you. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. And I'd like to take a moment, if I could, and I just want to share something with you as we wrap up. Let me pull this up real quick. Bear with me.
The global expansion has begun. Now, the global expansion has begun. Now you are the next phase of this remarkable journey. You are the solution to how this evolution impacts lives across the world. Through your dedication, conversations have become transformations, elevating lives physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. Elevating life now and beyond. Our journey has only just begun. At the heart of our mission is hope, having open pipes every day. Through breakthrough microcirculation nutrition technology, high-frequency molecules from the healthiest plants in God's garden may open even the tiniest pathways, so small they are often overlooked, yet vital to life itself. When open pathways are restored, energy is renewed, strength is revitalized, then we begin to thrive towards our highest potential. This is more than nutrition. This is the science of transformation, an inspired design that fuels vitality, longevity, and possibility. It is the same power that has sparked conversations, created transformations, and inspired lives to elevate beyond limitation. Just as the evolution revealed the beginning of this journey, today hope continues that story, flowing through us, igniting every dream, and preparing us for greater impact in the days ahead. But hope is more than health. Hope also means helping others prosper every day. As lives are elevated physically and emotionally, new opportunities open financially and socially, where transformations are born through conversations. As visionaries, families, and leaders share what they love. It's a platform that rewards initiative, gives everyday people the chance to build lasting success outside of traditional models, and empowers you to step into a lifestyle of freedom, purpose, and abundance. This is Elevate Life, where health and wealth rise together. A journey of hope that restores the body, enriches the spirit, and rewards the messenger. At the heart of this platform is a powerful reward structure. Two teams that create harmony, momentum, and support. A simple mission of powerful duplication worldwide. Deep lasting rewards are secured with those you personally care enough to share with. As many others continue to experience hope, your prosperity may expand. Together, this means we elevate life, encourage personal ownership, clear, strong, and built for lasting success. At its heart, Elevate Life is about people. People choosing health, sharing hope, and creating prosperity together. Every conversation plants a seed. Every transformation sparks a ripple, and together those ripples become waves of change. This is the next chapter in our remarkable journey. Together, we rise, and together, we elevate.
Recording